Length of pull. What do I need to know about this, and how does it affect me shooting a shotgun? Is there anything in particular I need to apply to have this fitted, if it's a fitting thing to do with shotgun shooting? Well, it absolutely is. And you need to know about length of pull, also known as LOP. So, length of pull, how do we measure it? Okay, so length of pull is measured from the center of the trigger to the center of your butt plate there. Now, typically, varies around 14¼ inches to 15½ inches across manufacturers, but that's not a set standard. This is just something that we find that the length of pull turns out to be for quite a range of guns. But look, they could be slightly shorter, could be slightly longer than those dimensions that I've given you. So you grab yourself a tape measure and hold it in the center of the trigger and to the end of the butt plate, the center of it. Now, in this instance, this gun is 14½ inches is the length of pull for this. Now, you must probably be asking yourself, well, okay, now I know that figure. Well, how does that apply to me? What do I do with the figure? I've just measured it. Do I ignore it? Do I need it for future reference? Okay, so once you've worked out a gun that you're looking at, what is the length of pull? In this case, 14½ inches. And let's say you're just shouldering this, you're just trying this one out, just to see if it fits. And remember, episode today is part of a 3-part series for gun fit. This is the second part, covering length of pull. So what you do, grab the gun, I'll put my finger just nearly on the trigger, but it's the middle pad of my forefinger. And then I'll place the butt at the bottom of my bicep to see if it fits. Am I extending anything? No, my finger's there. It looks pretty well right. And I hold my arm at a 90-degree angle when I'm doing this. So this is right for me, because I've shot with this gun. Now, if this is the case, that 14½ inches for me is about right when I'm holding it up, because what you want to make sure is that the butt plate fits in the pocket of your shoulder. When you open up your shoulder, when you're lifting your arm and shooting, you want it to sit in there, like that. It's sitting in there. You don't want it to sit out here on your joint. Now, if it is sitting out on your joint, you can't fit it in there with your finger on the trigger and it's sitting over there, that means the length of pull is too long for you. So one is, you're going to feel the recoil when you're shooting, and believe you me, you'll have bruising here. And secondly, you won't be able to shoot targets accurately. So it needs to be able to fit in here, and you've got your finger on the trigger. You can reach it, basically. So what happens though, if a gun that you like, you're trying out and it's like this, it's sitting too short, it doesn't touch the bottom of your bicep and your arm. Okay, that means the length of pull is too short, this gun. But there is a remedy for that. The quick fix is actually a slip-on recoil pad, one of these. They're not expensive at all. I'm talking Australian dollars here, $40, $50. You can grab one of these. And the idea is that it'll extend your length of pull if a gun's too short. And all you need to do is basically just slip it over the edge like that. And you can see I've just extended this. So what has this done now to the length of pull? So if I do the same thing again, hold the tape on there, go to the end, I've got a length of pull of 15.5 inches. Now you might be saying, okay, well, look, this is now way too long. I tried to do this, that's not going to work for me. See, look where my finger is now. So I'm not even touching the trigger. So this is too long for me. But there are different sizes. You know, you can get a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, 2.5 inch slip-on recoil pad extender. They come in different thicknesses. So that's a cheap, immediate fix. The other thing you can do, and I'll just remove this, is you can then take your gun to a gunsmith, and what they'll do is they'll remove the original recoil pad and you can have an extendable recoil pad fitted. Now what does that mean? Okay, so you can actually pull this away from your stock. There'll be a plate there. You can pull this away and you can swivel it to right or left, which will help you with cast on or off. And you'll have a multi-function purpose of that type of a recoil pad. You can adjust it, you know, to push it in slightly more, pull it out slightly more. So you've got quite a refinement in adjustment to that. And there are a lot of shooters that I've seen about that do have that. I'm more of a traditionalist, so I like original guns. That's why I buy them. They actually fit me from the start. That's what I look at. After, of course, having learnt about this. So that's what you can do there if it's too short. Now you must probably be asking, okay, well, what if it's too long? Now, again, you can take your gun to a gunsmith and you can have the stock shortened. So they cut a section off and then fit the recoil pad back on, or you can have an extendable recoil pad put on if you like. The only thing with that is you've got to remember that if you ever want to sell the gun, it's going to be maybe a little bit limited in who you can sell it to. If the length of pull's not quite right or not within that range that I just mentioned. So that's something just to look at and just to remember with making adjustments to this. So having done all that, you say, well, okay, if I've got the right fit, it feels right in my arm, my shoulder, everywhere, but what else does it do? Okay, the length of pull, the correct length of pull, will allow you to, when you're shouldering your gun, like this, got your finger on the trigger, it allows you to comfortably position your eye along the barrel and see the end of the bead. That's what it does. So you're behind the bead comfortably. So if I put this gun together and just give you a demonstration of what that does, and the gun is empty. We always got to make sure guns are empty when we're handling them, of course. So always close one eye slightly. I'm just going off to the side a little bit like that, so you can see. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'll close my left eye. That's how I normally line it up first because I'm left eye dominant. But that's what you're looking at, like that, comfortably in there. So that sets you up for good gun fit. In our next episode, I'll be talking about the final part of gun fit. I'll be putting it all together and adding a few extra tips and hints for you that'll help you with gun fit, where you can do this yourself and see if that's of assistance or helpful for you. So please leave any comments below regarding length of pull, that things that you've experienced or how you measure it. Please share it. I will share this in the next episode, any comments. And I did have a comment from last episode that we put out, and that was about eye dominance. So we had one viewer mention that with a left eye being left eye dominant, they squint their eye slightly, and that apparently helps them. Now, I'm going to give that a go as well, because it's well worth trying. Remember, I'm left eye dominant and right-handed. So I'll give that a go, see how that works for me, if I'm going to hit any targets or not. I've got to say though, straight off the bat, look, if I'm squinting my eye, I'm actually focusing more on squinting my eye and trying to keep it in that position. So that takes more focus away from me looking at the target and trying to shoot that bird. Now, those are my initial thoughts. But let's just see, and I'll report back. So yes, please leave comments below. Please subscribe, like the video so I can bring you more content like this. And again, thank you for watching the Shotgun channel. See you next time.